it was a good game today. Rough game in certain parts, but I was really probably mostly pleased with our defense. Our defense made some big time plays to keep us out of some trouble. I think Nicole and Hope kind of had a little roller coaster ride going on, but Nicole May coming in and closing down. She got her win and her own save, right? Did she get did she get both? She won and she saved. I think that would be kind of worth it. It was, I think, one thing that I wanted to see a little more of was just scoring throughout, but that is a tribute to their pitching staff. I think their pitching staff threw really well. Maxwell felt a little bit better today. If you walk us and you put us in scoring position, we started to ramp things up. You can't beat Jossie more than twice, and it's hard to even beat her once. If you beat her twice, you're probably going to pay on the third time, and that's exactly what happened. And just really proud of her, proud of Nicole, and just this team. We were not at our best, and we still found a way to win.
Yeah, Patty, you just mentioned Jocelyn, for a career that's been so much about hitting home runs, just to end the regular season on a home run. What did you think of that?
Fitting. Everything about this season has been so unbelievably storybook for her. Her last at-bat, regular season, at home, senior day, what else would she do? Hawaii, here we are, let's hit a home run in front of tens of thousands of family members that were out there. So it's just fitting. It's just the way everything aligns with her is not by happenstance, like it's just, she makes it happen. It just always seems to work out that way.
You touched on this a little bit, but Nicole State kind of gave you all some extra chances. That was kind of a theme for the series. But what does that tell you about your team? You see them take advantage of those opportunities over and over?
Yeah, resilient, fighters. That's part of what we claim to have. This championship mindset means you don't quit, no matter what, no matter how ahead or behind you are, you don't stop. You just keep fighting. There's sometimes when teams will have a flat inning or two and it just starts to go that way. They are really good at responding, so we can just kind of really get after them a bit, and somebody will get on, like a leadoff. Maybe Jada Coleman gets on and just ignites, or, I felt Brito. Jana Johns is like battle wounds all over her body from the weekend, but it helped us win. So whatever they got to do to find a way to win, they're going to do it, and that's what I felt. They had to find unconventional ways, like walks. Sometimes they made a few errors, yes, but I think we really worked hard to earn some of the stuff.
I could ask Jocelyn and Nicole a question. Jocelyn, your day was somewhat frustrating. The first two at-bats, we were all with you, we thought. Anyway. So you're coming up the third time. Can you talk about your day and what you're thinking as you come up for that third at-bat?
Just kind of trying not to let the previous at-bats affect me. I know my freshman year and years previously, I probably would have let it, and this year I'm just really locked into what I'm doing and have grown up a lot, and I can say that I'm not going to take my next at-bat, my previous at-bat into the next, but just going up there and doing what I do best.
What'd you hit?
Fastball. Yeah.
Nicole, you had a similar game except from a pitching standpoint. A lot of close calls, things like that. You come back in, you pitched, you seemed to zero in. Could you talk about your day as well? What happened when you came back into the game?
I think coming back in, like a switch was flipped. I kind of went out to warm up again and just kind of approached it with a different mindset and just it was more so like wanting to have Hope's back. Like, she had my back, now it's time for me to have hers. So that's kind of what I was thinking going into that.
Did it feel good in the bullpen?
Yeah. Yeah.
Jocelyn, Coach called it storybook, but after you put a charge in that ball, you're rounding the bases, and you idea, or are you just totally locked into it?
Yeah, after like the hit, I'm kind of locked in, like just kind of taking the moment in for what it is, and nothing's better than coming home to a bunch of girls going crazy. So I definitely am locked into my bat, but just trying to enjoy the whole process and everything just as it comes.
I guess now that you're out of that moment, we haven't had a lot of time, but is there any opportunity to reflect on just with this last regular season game here?
It was a close one too. I think that Oklahoma State did a really good job today of pushing us, and each game we've played against them has made us better. So I think from here on out, we're just gonna keep on rolling and keep doing our thing.
Got one for Coach and for Nicole. First, Coach, we got two really emotionally charged conference series, Texas and Oklahoma State. Texas, you guys go like game 1, game 2, get the win. Game 3, went a little flat and weren't able to find that response in time. Today, when game 1, game 2 come out, what was the difference?
Home field advantage. Crowd helps for sure. Comfort of being at home. Senior day at home. There's no way they would allow the seniors to walk away with a loss on their last game in regular season. That's how I felt. So as much as I was when are we going to start? What? Okay, come on. We're in the 5th. We're in the 4th. We're in the 5th. Just what I always have to remember is just to be quiet and to trust what they're doing, because they always do. So no reason to doubt, because they've shown it over and over.
And then Nicole, we've seen Tennessee, I believe, earlier this year, where Jordy started the game, exited, came back, and was nails. You did that today. Like, what are those conversations with Coach Rocha in the dugout as you're making those adjustments before you head back out to warm up again?
Well, today I didn't talk to Coach Rocha. I just went out and warmed up just in case. So, and then we got the phone call, and she was like, Shannon was down there actually, and she was like, okay, you're going in. So there wasn't much conversation, but yeah, I don't know. It was just a switch, and I talked to some things out with Shannon, and then she was like, all right, it's go time. Just go. All right.
I got one for Coach, one for Jocelyn. First for Coach, Grace Lyon's been a really good play there at second base. You've kind of honed in on on the throws and your defense later in the season. How valuable is it for you as coach and kind of as your defense, knowing that your infield and your outfield make such big plays? And then for Jocelyn, Kelly Maxwell has kind of given you guys problems. She held you guys scoreless in the first 3 innings. Finally hit that grand slam. What do you feel like changed for you? On that hit, was it just kind of just a power hit and you hit it, or was it kind of something changed for the team overall?
Kelly Maxwell is a really good pitcher. She's definitely a postseason pitcher and has been a seasoned pitcher for a long time, so she knows how to keep really good teams off balance. But I think what sets us apart is we're not just going to fall into the lull of everything else that she's doing. We're going to find a way to make an adjustment, and JT's just constantly in our ear about what we need to do, and we're constantly talking to each other about what we need to do, and it was just a matter of how and when, and I knew that we were going to come through because we've had a lot of success off her previously. But don't get me wrong, she's a really, really good pitcher.
Start me up again.
She forgot.
I was just, I was just asking about Grace Lyons.
Defense. Yeah. Our defense, I felt, won this series for us. I thought our Riley Boone making big plays in the outfield. Grace Lyons was outstanding. Jana Johns was first game had a lot of shots hit at her, did a really good job with that. So I was really pleased. We put a lot of time into defense. We do, and we work really hard. And to see it pay off, I think feels good for all of these athletes. So felt good, very good.
Patty, you were able to, obviously both of your pitchers today were kind of put in some spots, some jams, and were able to get out of them. You used Jordy as well, obviously. Just how valuable was this weekend for using all of your pitching staff?
Extremely important. The crowd, the atmosphere. We're going to be home. Wait, I better not even say that because I have no idea sometimes what happens in postseason in that room. But we should be here, regional and super regional. And so we need to get used to playing in front of our crowds again. The crowds are going to be amped up a little bit more. This was a big Bedlam. It's a lot of energy and emotions involved in it. So to be able to give them all that opportunity was really important because they're all going to be needed as we go forward. So they've got some things to work on. I think they'll tell you that themselves. But the highlight of this game was watching Nicole come in and kind of shake off and just jump right into the zone and allow us to make plays behind her.
For more information, you can visit TULSAworld.com.